Greetings, everyone. Happy Wednesday. How are y'all doing today? Oh, my. We are in an entirely new reality. And what does that mean? What does it mean to be in a new reality? Have you ever been in a new reality before? Have you ever experienced that your world has changed and you've been conscious of it? I think that, as humans, we sometimes we create our own new reality experiences when we do things like when we would advance from one grade to the next. You're going from second grade to the third grade. That reality changes. You go from being a single person to a married person. That reality changes. You go from being a woman who is without children to a woman who has children. The person that you were before will never exist again. The person you were before has to die. And the person you were has to die. And that's what we're going through right now. We're going through a death of sorts, but it's simultaneously a birth. We are simultaneously being born into a new self. And I'm sorry, I'm at the park and there are dogs around me. And it's so funny because all the dogs are supposed to be on leash, but they are not. And it's just an interesting little experience here. Again, in 2024, working the retrograde book, hoping for another shift. Yes, and another shift is happening. And that's the beautiful thing. We are in a Mercury day. Oh, I have so much to say today. I have so much to say today. And I want to do my best to say it in a way that feels synchronized and in alignment with the energies, because these energies are so vital. And because I'm an astrologer, I see many doors. I don't just see one door. I always see many doors because the universe is benevolent. And the universe is not punishing us. It's not. That doesn't mean that the things that we experience aren't challenging, but they are challenging to force us into growth. And it's not even about force. Growth is the natural way of it. The universe is in a constant state of expansion. We are always expanding. So when we're not, we're out of alignment. If you're not expanding, you're out of alignment. And so today is a Mercury day. Mercury is in its retrograde shadow. So for those of you who are tracking with the workbook, Mercury hasn't even gone retrograde yet. So pay attention to the things that are going on in your life. Pay attention to the patterns that are showing up. We are in Cancer season. So the retrograde will start while the sun is in Cancer season, but the retrograde will end while the sun is in Leo. So we are going to make a quantum lift. We're going to make a quantum leap. That's inevitable. That is going to happen. Now, the question is, are you going to leap in the direction of your heart's desires, or are you going to leap in an old pattern through memory, through behaviors that haven't shifted? And so today, Mercury is at the 12th degree, of Leo. The retrograde actually turns back and goes around at like the 15th or the 14th degree. So the 12th degree is a degree that is ruled by Pisces. So that means today is a day that we get to work with our imagination in order to shift our behaviors. Work with your imagination. What does that mean, and what does that look like? Well, the imagination is the unseen realm, and that is the realm that creates the reality that we're in. And look at your life and see what your life is as it is now. See it as it is. See it as what's going on. So for me, I'm looking at my life as it is, and I'm looking at the areas, so what's coming up for me, because we're in Cancer season, I have a lot of family patterns that are showing up because Cancer governs the memory. Literally, Cancer holds the memory, and at the biological level, That memory is the memory that can take a seed, a semen, into its body and create another human being. It has the memory in it to put the eyes where the eyes belong, the ears where the ears belong, the breast where the breasts belong, the heart where the heart. That is a code. You didn't, if you're a mother, you didn't go in there and say, okay, today is the day I got to make sure the baby's eyes. You didn't do that. Your memory, the memory in your mitochondrial DNA did that. That is cancer. That is cancer. And so you want to begin to reprogram your memories to the subconscious. This is why I have my partner, Gabrielle Zelina, she does hypnosis, because it is in hypnosis that we can transform our memories. And if you don't have somebody that you can go to help you, if you don't have someone you can go to help you reprogram your memories, then you can reach out to Gabrielle Zelina. She is incredible. She is a master at this stuff. And there are other ways to do it. Like you can do it through music. You can do it through water. You can do it through creating your deepest desires in a voice recording, saying them out loud, recording it, and then listening to it over and over and over again, listening to it while you're in the bath. Like, these are the ways that you can do it. And I'm not going to, I'm being generous right now, because really, I want you to come and work with us, because this work is something that's best done in community. Because when one woman grows, we all grow. That's how it works. Like you just can't, as women we synchronize. Our systems synchronize. So like when women are together, like if sisters live together, everybody bleeds at the same time. When you are in college, I remember when I was in college, all the women would be on their periods at the same time, because women synchronize through the memory of our DNA. And that's why when one, like you see, one woman had a baby, now everybody's pregnant. One person got married, now everybody's getting married. One person, everybody, because there is a synchronicity that occurs. And when one grows, we all grow. And that's why I've created Daughters of the 13 Moons, or Gabrielle and I have created it together, because we understand the power of the synchronicity of the feminine. The feminine does not move forward alone. It's not in her nature to do so. It's not even in her nature to do so. To think that you can is masculine. To think that you can actually move alone is a masculine idea. And that is not the nature of the feminine. So you can get together with other people, and you just have to be in sync. That's it. You have to hold each other accountable. So this morning, I have been really working to change a deep pattern of mine of looking for external validation. Looking for external validation to validate my shadow. My shadow has been, my mother abandoned me, so I don't know how to do things. I need somebody else to do it. I'm helpless. My shadow has been, they taught me that Jesus Christ was going to save me, and that didn't work. And so now I don't know, and I don't have the power. That's been my shadow. So what I'm looking to do is reprogram that childhood belief in this Cancer season, because that started in my childhood. That started with initiating experiences that programmed me to believe that I was not enough. That I needed someone else in order to fulfill my potential and my power, because I of myself was not enough. Why wasn't I enough? Because my mother left. All that has to be reprogrammed. All that has to die. All that has to be alchemized. And because energy doesn't die, it just changes form. It's my responsibility to see the mirror that is showing me my old behavior, and then to embody it by feeling what I couldn't feel as a child. Oh my God, it feels so painful to not have a mother present. That feels painful. I got to feel that though. I cannot continue to push that away and blame my mother. I get to feel that pain, and in feeling it, I alchemize it. In feeling it, it turns into another frequency, because energy doesn't die. It just changes form. So all the stories that we got about what happened, and the thing is, the body is the memory. So those stories are not going anywhere. And I'm here to be the proof, right? I am a 50-something-year-old woman. 50-some years I've been on this planet. And the memories of my most traumatic experiences are like shadows that walk with me everywhere. And they show up in other people until I take responsibility for it and actually stop saying, look it, they're doing it too. Oh, look it, they abandoned me too. Oh, look, no. What in me is generating this? What in me is creating this? Because we live in a projected reality. We live in a reality where our thoughts and emotions and subconscious are coming back to us from other people. They can only mirror ourselves to us, which is so fucking amazing. Like, this shit is so magical, and it's work. It is work. And it gets to be fun, and it's playful and lighthearted, because once you feel it, once you do your own work around the trauma, do your own work around the savage experiences that you've had, once you do that, you're free from it. And so I just love it. And Neptune just went retrograde also, and Neptune is retrograde in Aries. So our stories of abandoning ourselves, our stories of not showing up for ourselves, our stories of people taking advantage of us because we didn't know, like I got so many of those, are beginning to dissolve, because Neptune is the subconscious. So, and Aries is the fire. So if you can fight for your new existence, fight for your new way of being, fight for it. Like, I have been literally going back to gospel music because I realized, I saw it so clearly when I was a young child in the church, and the singers and the music would make me feel. And as women, our feelings are the core of our momentum. Our feelings are the core of our, so that's why they have all these Christian churches with all this music, because they literally are harvesting your energy that you are giving to this external idea that somebody's going to come and save you. So as a child, I did that, and I used to feel it. I would feel like, oh, so I've been singing, we are soldiers in the army. I have to fight. Oh, I know I have to climb. I have to hold up the bloodstained banner. We have to hold it up until we die. And the bloodstained banner is the blood from you releasing your old way of being. Because guess what? Jesus didn't have no fucking blood. We have the blood. We have the blood. We have the blood. And so when we bleed, we are bleeding out our old reality. We are letting it go. We are shedding that motherfucker. And we are fighting for our new existence. I'm fighting for the part of me that believes in myself. I'm fighting for the part of me that knows that I can do it. I'm fighting for the part of me that knows that whatever happened between me and my mother was meant to happen. It was divine. She did that because that is what my soul needed in order to rise. If she had been there parenting me, I would have collapsed into her experience. I would have never sought myself out. I would have never been able to really be who I'm meant to be, because I would have always been under her shadow. And so we got to fight. We got to fight. We got to fight. We got to fight. We got to fight for what is ours, for what we believe, for what we desire, for who we are. This is the full moon in Capricorn. It literally saying, fight for your own authority. Stand up for yourself. Do not give your power. Don't give your power to doctors. Don't give your power to husbands. Don't give your power to celebrities. Use it for yourself. Don't give it to Jesus. Don't give it to Jesus. Don't give it to the minister. Don't give it to literally, you need it. It is yours and you need it. And you are not going to be able to fulfill your own mission if you are waiting on somebody else, if you're waiting on a best friend. I have spent years I have spent years latching myself to others. Oh, well, I need this person in order to feel comfortable to do it. This person is this. I have spent years idealizing people, others, and thinking that who they were was something that I wasn't. What they had was something that wasn't for me. All that's an illusion. All of it is an illusion. And so with Mercury retrograde, today is the Mercury day. Mercury's at the 12th degree of Leo. And so when you were a child, what did you imagine? When I was a child, I used to go and dance in the big mirror and sing. And let me tell you, my songs were, and I am not a singer yet, but I got to give you, because I grew up with The Wiz, right? I was 12 years old when The Wiz came out. And literally, if you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe in yourself because it's true, and no one... I'm sitting in an awkward place. But, literally, I was listening to music and singing about believing in myself and loving myself and choosing myself. And as I became a teenager, that just got lost in boys. That just got lost in, oh, the fantasy. He's going to love me. He's going to rescue me. That shit never played out the way that I thought it would. Never. Because it wasn't meant to. It's not really true. It's not what it really is. And so you want to begin to reprogram your imagination. And we're going to have, Mercury is going to cross the point that it's at now 2 more times. So this is just the first go. So whatever's up now, like today, I'm really clear. Like, oh, all right, I'm aware that I have some new energy here. I'm aware that an old behavior is dying. I'm aware of it. I can see it in my own system. I can see the part of me that has felt like, somebody has to be different in order for me to be safe. That part of me is dying, because the part of me that knows that I'm safe because I got myself, because I can do this for myself. I'm capable of doing this for myself. I don't need a Jesus. I don't need a husband. I don't need a best friend. I don't need anyone in order for me to show up for myself and fulfill my potential, because that is the North Node in Aries. I have a North Node in Aries, which means I'm here to do this on my own. It doesn't mean I can't be with others, but it means that my codes are very specific and unique, and no one else has them. And it is my responsibility to be in the fulfillment of that. I can do that with others, which is why I create community, because I know others are doing something similar. So I know that I'm in a space where that's what we're about. So if I'm lagging behind, somebody's going to turn around and be like, are you okay? Do you need something? We see that you're having a hard time, because I've created a community for that. Because I understand the nature of this work, and I understand the rigor. I understand the devotion. I understand the joy. I understand the process. I understand the cycles. And I know that the universe has natural cycles. And we are now in a cycle where it's time to get that shit done. It's time to be the fucking soldier in the army. It's time to be that. And so the moon just moved into Capricorn. There was something else that I really wanted to talk about, because the sun is at the 17th degree. That's what it was. The sun is at the 17th degree of Cancer. And the 17th degree is a Leo degree, which means that you get to remember how you felt as a child, when you felt like you could do anything. Before you felt like, before I felt like, white people own the world and they're going to hurt me, and it's going to be hard. Before all that shit kicked in, because that shit don't mean nothing today. We see what that shit gets us. We see what those narratives get. We see it. It's everywhere. Why do I want to buy into that shit? Before I bought into that shit, I felt like I was invincible. I remember being a little girl who was precocious and invincible and talented, and my grandmother could just give me poems and read them to me 5 times, and I would remember. Then I'd be like, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. The challenge is that she gave me those sad ass poems. She gave me those sad ass poems to recite and remember, and I took that in, and that became my consciousness. But I was precocious and excited and full of life, and I still am. I'm not saying that I'm not. What I'm saying, though, is that I got to come back into responsibility for my own self. I made my grandmother responsible for me. I made my mother not being there responsible for me. I made this woman who was my best friend responsible for me. I made all these people, like, when they come along, I'm going to be ready. No, nobody has to be ready. I got my shit, and I'm going no matter what. And the people who want to go with me are going to make sure that they do whatever they need to do to be on this ride. Because I'm going to the new reality. I'm going to the ascended place. I'm going to heaven. And that means coming out of the lower area, the animal. We need the animal because the animal is our experience in this earth realm on many occasions, right? We got to eat and we have survival, but we can't live there. You can't live in the animal. You have to rise that energy to the heart, to the throat, the heart, so you can feel and emanate the heart chakra. That's why, I create these spaces and these workbooks so that we really understand that this is a technology. This is a technology. That's what they didn't teach us. And they didn't teach us because if we knew it, we wouldn't be subject to other people's authority. If we understood that this system, your thoughts, your feelings, your imagination, your body, your focus is a technology, we would not be going to other people we wouldn't be going to doctors. If you knew that there was a technology in your body that you can turn on to have your body heal itself, you would never fucking go to a doctor. You would not have a reason for a doctor. We will put everybody out of business. And that's what we're up to. We're up to putting all these motherfuckers out of business because we are becoming the authority in our own lives. And it means changing your mind, changing your behaviors, reprogramming your subconscious. And there are times when you can do this. Like I said, as an astrologer, I see that there are many doorways. There is not just one doorway. There is not. There is a way for everyone to come into their own power. And retrogrades are an easier time because the universe is doing it. The universe is retrograding. So because the universe is retrograding, we have more momentum behind us to change the patterns because the universe is going in retrograde. Like, we're about to move into retrograde season. So Pluto was already retrograde. Neptune went retrograde like yesterday. And now Mercury is about to go retrograde, and then Saturn will go retrograde. So I have the Mercury retrograde workbook and the Saturn retrograde workbook. Saturn is where we get to change our karma because much of these patterns are karmic, means you inherited them. So that's how people get older and they're like, I'm becoming my mother, because you've not changed the Saturnial patterns. You become your mother and you hear yourself saying stuff that your mother said and see yourself doing stuff that your mother, I've shared this story with you guys before, but my mother was very devoted to men because, and her work was as a sex worker, but that was her work, but literally in her soul was like, she just was devoted to men. I don't really have another way to say it. And I used to see it in her. I used to see that she was dependent upon men, that she didn't really value herself without a man. And I would see it. And I would watch her behavior. She was the kind of woman, she was very, she was kind of fancy, like polishing her nails and cooking really elaborate meals and, and I can imagine what kind of lover she was. But all of that was about catering to men. And one time, few years ago, one of my male friends started spending more time with me regularly. And I heard the spirit in me say, listen to him. You need this. And he was somebody that I don't generally listen to men. It's not something that I do because I just don't. unless I feel like I have a real reason to, unless there's something that really feels beneficial to me. So when I heard the voice say, listen to him, I was like, okay. And I started doing the things that he liked. He's one of my good friends. He's greedy though. Like he really is greedy. Like when he sits down in front of food, another person comes in. Like he leaves and a greedy person comes in, and it's just. And so before I knew it, I started cooking, and I was cooking like really beautiful, luscious, healthy meals, like big pieces of salmon and salads and vegetables, because that's how I eat. I eat pretty clean. And he would be like, oh, I'm gonna come over today. Do you want me to bring anything? And I would say no. And anything, like if we were going to smoke, he's like, let me bring some. I'd be like, no, I got it. And at some point, maybe like a month or so into this, and I'm cooking and we're friends. It's not a romantic thing. My energy, because I'm doing all this, starts to become romantic. And I have a thing going on because I know that I don't have a romantic interest in him. I know I don't, but I feel it coming. And Spirit says, keep going. Don't resist this. Keep going. And so I keep cooking, keep hanging out, music, smoking. And before you know it, I'm in a full blown, like, oh my God, I love him. And Spirit showed me, this is your mother. This is your mother. This is how she would seduce them. She'll cook for them. She'll pour their drinks. She smoked their cigarettes and their weed, and then she's sucking and fucking. And I was like, and he became aware of it, and it became a thing because we didn't really know how to move through it. So it kind of blew up. And at some point I just stopped cooking, and he was like, why you stop cooking? I'm like, because I don't want to. Because I had finished it. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, and I got to watch that man thing, like his thing. Like I stopped cooking. That was my mother. Then he came, and that was his father. He was like, I'm the man. I need some food. And I just was like, no. And we stopped speaking for probably about a year. And it took me that year to really understand that I was working through a pattern that was my mother's pattern. It was in me because I am my mother's child, and it was in me, and I did not want to continue that pattern. So I had to get into the pattern. I had to go into the pattern in order to course correct it. See, this is the thing that makes this work so fun, technical, and challenging, because these patterns are like phantoms that live inside of us. They are memories that are coded in our DNA that come up to be witnessed, felt, experienced, and then they collapse. And so that went on for a while, and then he and I stopped speaking, and then he came back. He came back in. And it was this really interesting thing, because when he came back, I had completely neutralized it. And he came back from his heart, and he was like, it was really interesting. One time we were doing like this telepathic thing together. We were just trying to like read each other's minds. And he kept going, okay, I'm sending you a message. What is the message? And I would hear the message, and the message was, I love you. And I was like, I'm not interested in that. Like, and I don't know if that was romance. I have no idea. But at some point, I would be like, I don't know. He's like, And then finally I was like, I love you. And he was like, yes. And I was like, oh, like I felt it from this clean place. I felt it from this place of like, thank you. Because his love became this organic, natural thing that wasn't based in our shadow any longer. And the thing that's so profound about that experience is that his mother is named Deborah. My mother is named Deborah. So we both had that energy. His mother was very similar to my mother, the kind of woman who would give herself over to her children or her husband. She was that kind of woman, as my mother was. So we both had those patterns, and we came together through a cosmic agreement to unravel it. And we did. And now when I'm with him, I'm so cool. He's so cool. And whatever we do, he pays for. I'm not cooking and cleaning anymore. He's like, where are we going? And wherever we go, I'm like, I want to go to the beach. But first I need to go get some flowers. And then I need to go do this because I want to take this over to the ocean. I need to get some fruit. And he'll take me everywhere I'm going. He'll pay for everything. And then he will take me to the ocean to do the rituals that I am into. Because I have placed my energy into that vessel now. I am now the power in that vessel. No longer is my mother's codes running me. Y'all see what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it takes oftentimes, that's why I'm saying it matters when we do it, right? So the retrograde energy is up now. You can do, if you activate this energy now, it will lead you through this retrograde and into a new you. But if you don't do it now, that's okay. It will come back, but it won't be as easy. It won't be as accessible. It'll be steeper. It'll be more challenging to access. And that's why we use the retrogrades. They are portals into a new reality of yourself because it's all inside of you. It's not a new reality into the external world. It's a new reality into yourself so that you can project a new external world, so that you can give life to a new self. You can project new emotions. And here's the thing, your emotions and your thoughts are the things that are being projected back to you. Does this make sense? Wow. I just love this stuff so much. So no one has said it makes sense, so I guess it doesn't make sense. No one has said, yeah, it's hard, something. Okay, so it doesn't make sense. So I've said all I can say. I don't know what else I can say to assist it in making sense. Has anybody had this experience before? Or is anyone excited to have this experience? Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? And I understand that it makes sense. Okay, great. It does. Okay, great. I also recognize that the work that I do is on the cutting edge. The work that I do is transformational. So you may not have heard this from anyone like this before. You may not have, because my tendency has been that when the relationship is hard for me to go, oh, they're to this and I'm going to leave. But I have made an agreement with myself that I'm no longer going to leave because I can't leave myself. If I don't course correct it in this relationship, it's going to show up in the next relationship. If I don't course correct it in me now, it's going to follow me because it's me. It's not them. It's me. I'm the projector of the reality. They're following my energy, especially as women. Women are the power center. We are the creators of the reality. So we really can't blame men for what's going on with us. They're just giving us a picture of what's going on with us. So for those of us who are in relationships that are really hard, it's probably because you got into a relationship on an old code that doesn't serve you anymore. You got into a relationship in that old love and romance and da-da-da-da. And then you get in that motherfucker and you realize that if you don't fully love yourself, nobody else is capable of loving you. If you can't show up for yourself and take responsibility for the things that are showing up in your life, nobody else can. So when you don't love yourself, the people in your life are going to reflect back to you the parts of you that are fractured. The parts of you that you've thrown off, the parts of you that you've abandoned, the parts of you that you've, discredited or shamed and put away, they can only reflect that back to you. It's not possible for them to reflect anything else. So I have gotten to the place in my life where I have loved myself enough to be able to attract someone who gives me truth back, who says, this is what I'm experiencing and seeing in you. And because I love myself, I have attracted someone and people now who are like, oh, I see this thing you're doing and you might not be aware of it. But because I love you, because I love myself, they're like, and I'm going to show it to you. Historically, I wouldn't attract those kinds of people. I would attract people who were like me, who were like, oh, she's a trip, or she's a this, or she's a that. And the relationship would end. And then that pattern would carry on. That pattern just continues on into the next. And you never get to up level. You never get to ascend. You never get to grow from it. Because there's an abandonment wound. And so I would self-abandon, and then as I would self-abandon, then I would have to abandon the relationship because I didn't have the stamina, the energy, the fortitude, the sight, the perspective to know that I got me. I don't need anybody else to carry me. I am my own savior, not Jesus. Jesus is not my type. I don't need the person that's going to save me. I can save myself. So I am going to zone. It's not the best place to be. It wasn't happening when I sat there. I'm going to get myself out of the frisbee zone and into a new area. All right, you all. So tomorrow we have the Capricorn full moon. And all of this is leading us to this, the Capricorn full moon, which is about your authority. Historically, we have in this system, reality that we're in, we have given our authority to others because that is how this world has been conditioned within us to think that we can't heal ourselves, we can't teach ourselves, we can't love we need somebody to come and love us. I need somebody to come and love me. I need somebody to make me feel good about myself. That's the kind of shit that we've been taught, and it's all an illusion. There is no other but you. Everyone is just a reflection of how you are with your motherfucking self. And that's the good news, because if that's the good news, then you can do something about that. You can't do anything about anybody else's behavior, but you can do something about how you show up with yourself. And so I invite you into an opportunity to forgive yourself. Moving into an opportunity to forgive ourselves for the ways that we have abandoned ourselves. Forgiving ourselves for the ways that we have given our power away. I forgive myself for judging myself as not being enough. I forgive myself for judging myself as being powerless. I forgive myself for judging myself as believing that I'm worthless. And unless I have someone who is affirming me, unless I have somebody who's trying to save me or somebody who loves me, I forgive myself for these judgments against myself, because those internal voices become anxiety, become health challenges, become depression. And I forgive myself for thinking that I'm not good enough for the life that I desire to live. I forgive myself for that. I forgive myself for thinking that other people have it better off than me. I forgive myself for thinking that I'll never have the life that I desire. It's just not possible. I forgive myself for thinking that, because when I thought I made that true. When I thought it, I made it true. And I could have thought it based on some, like, my mother called and said she was going to come, but she didn't come. And then I would be like, I must be horrible. I forgive myself for thinking that. I forgive myself for believing that. I forgive myself for even considering those types of things. I forgive myself. So as this Capricorn, the moon is in Capricorn now, and as we come into this Capricorn full moon, we want to literally begin to do the work, to take our power back, to take your authority back, and to take your authority back, and to first to be able to identify where you've given it away. Where did you leave it? Where did you leave it? You know how, I don't know if you guys, I'm not anymore, but there was a time when I was the type of person who would, get off the bus and be like, I left my bag. I left my bag on the bus, and chasing the bus down. I left my bag. Where did you leave your authority? Where did you leave your authority? I mean, that's a real question. Where did you give it away? Where did you abandon it? you know, for me, it was very, very young. At a very, very young age, I did it. And so the beautiful thing about the universe and the body is that it holds the memory. It's never lost. You can always come back to it. It's waiting for you. And so I'm with my inner child now, and I'm like, baby, I got you. You the magic, you the power, you the source, you everything. We got this. We got this. And because I love myself now, I'm starting to attract people who mirror that back to me. And that is such a gift. Like, I'm no longer attracting people who are coming to siphon. And if people aren't in their responsibility of themselves, they can't be in my reality. It's just an energetic thing. Like, and it's very exciting. Oh, that little butterfly just came over. It's very exciting. Like, I feel new life coming back. I feel myself being restored. I feel my power coming back. I just feel it. And there have been so many things that I have done to give my power away. I remember once I had this lover who had the external appearance of being somebody who was deeply in control of his life, and you know, like he had this very grown man energy. He's like very tall and dark and entrepreneurial and beautiful man. And he was like a 4-year-old, honestly. He was a 4-year-old. And he was a 4-year-old because his mother had done something when he was young that he never recovered from. He and his mother and brother, his mother was single. Like, she'd had 2 children by a man that she wasn't with. So she was very devoted to her children. And then she met a man who was really successful, who she decided was a good partner to be her partner and to be a stepfather to her children. She decided that was the case. No, actually, he was the only child, and the mother had a new child with this new husband, and had 2 new children. And so he had been the only child. And when his mother got married, the first night they were all together as a family, his mother and her husband closed the bedroom door, and he couldn't come in. And he sat outside of her door all night long crying. And that wound was in this grown-ass man. It was so present in him. But I was projecting on him like he was daddy, and he was not daddy. He was baby. And I really wanted to have somebody in my life who could be like, it's okay, Monique, you can come here and rest and hang out, and I got you. You know, I'm a cook, and you can. And so I was dating him at the time, and I was in a hard time, and I called him, and I was like, I'm going to come over, and I told him, I said, but I'm going to come over, and I don't want to have sex because I'm in a deep space, but I do want to have company. I want to talk. I want to have a good time. I want to eat. And he agreed, and we hung out. And after we hung out, I smoked marijuana, and Spirit told me you should not have done that because you should have gone home, because now you can't drive home. So now you have to stay because you can't drive home. So I created that. I created a situation where I wasn't fully in my own authority. And when we went to bed, I woke up with him having sex with me. And it was a deep karmic experience, because when I woke up, immediately he was ashamed. Like he was like, and it was just and I was like, okay, I did this. And so I don't really want to talk about how I handled it, because I did what I knew was the best thing for me in that moment. And when I left his house that next morning, we never saw each other again for years. That was it. But I learned a valuable fucking lesson. And the lesson that I learned was that I put my well-being in the hands of somebody who's wounded, who's not capable of doing what I'm asking for. I have to give myself what I'm asking for. No one can give me the thing that I want except me. And so after that, never again did I go to a man or anyone expecting them to be my savior or to give me what I couldn't give myself. But I left that experience knowing that I had a worthiness wound. I didn't feel worthy of somebody who could really care for me. I didn't feel worthy of somebody who was mature because I wasn't. I wasn't mature. I was a wounded child going through the world looking for a parent when I had to learn how to parent myself. And that is Cancer season and the full moon in Capricorn. Be your own parent. Be your own fucking authority. Don't give your power away. All right, you all. We have an orientation for Daughters of the 13 Moons for the women who feel ready. If you feel ready to come be a part of community where we are growing our power and our energy and healing these trauma stories, where there is kindness and love and community and devotion, and you feel ready, come to us come to the orientation on Sunday. There are only 3 days when the room is open. So after the orientation, you have a couple of days to join after the orientation. If you don't join when the days are open, you'll have to wait until the next month. Also, for those of you, I encourage you to go get the Mercury retrograde workbook. You can do that in my link tree here. If you're listening on IG, go to my link tree, get the Mercury retrograde workbook. The Saturn retrograde workbook is also there. Saturn goes retrograde on July 14th or 15th or something like that, soon. Like when Mercury goes retrograde, Saturn is also going to go retrograde, something like in the very same times. And so the Saturn retrograde will last until December, where Mercury retrograde lasts until August. So the Saturn retrograde workbook is going to be a much slower paced energy because we're going to be working with karma, and changing karma is like, it's the deep work. It's the deep, deep work. And so Mercury is about the mind, and Saturn is about the motivations behind why you do things, right? So like, I'll use as an example, me being motivated to go to this lover's house because I needed someone to hold my wound. That's what I needed. I went to him. My motivation was I needed somebody to hold my wound because I couldn't hold it for myself. And that showed up in our experience because my motivation, Saturn is your motivation. It's your actual, the karma is the karma is what's motivating you. And the karma is passed down through your lineage. Like, so that pattern that I have, I got that pattern from my mother. That pattern that she had, she got it from her mother. That pattern that she had, she got it from her mother. And it lands here, and I'm the one who's going to adjust it, heal it, reconcile it, transmute it, because I am the one who's ready and capable. So the Saturn work is very different than the Mercury work. It's slower, it's deeper, it's more intense. But it's the place where our power comes from. The Mercury piece is really important because everything here is mind. Everything here is mental. What you think is what you become, right? But your karma is your deep, deep subconscious patterns. You don't even know you're in it. It's just in you. You don't even, like I'm cooking for this man and, buying all the shit. That's the karma, right? And that's my mother. I don't even know why I'm doing it. Why am I doing this shit? I don't like this nigga like this. You know what I mean? Like, what am I, like, I love him. Like, I love him, but I don't want him in this way. Like, I don't want to be the woman cook, but I'm doing it because it's my karma. It's my karma. And there's no way to heal the karma, but to identify it. You have to see it and go, okay, that's a karmic pattern. And that's why my spirit was like, don't stop it. Don't cut it off. Run it through so you can actually see what's happening. And that's deep work, you all. And I will say that one day, maybe one day, they will have a pill for all this shit. Where we can just pop a pill and be like, oh, heal my karma. There are herbs. And in the workbooks, I say, here are the herbs. Because the herbs really do help. They really do. I mean, this universe is perfect. The creator of this universe gave us everything we need for everything that there is a solution for it all. Everything has a solution. There is nothing that you are experiencing. Hi, little one. Let me show y'all the little one. Everything you're going through, there's a solution for it. Everything, whether it's herbs or ancient practices around breath or dance or Tai Chi, or there are solutions for it. I had a client yesterday who has some lung stuff going on. I looked at her chart, and she's going to go to a doctor, which is fine. She's going to go to the doctor to talk to the doctor, but I'm looking at her chart and I'm like, no, this is karma. This stuff that's going on in your body is karma, and it's because you've not addressed it in the ways that it's meant to be. You're carrying grief, ancestral grief. The doctors are not going to tell you that. But if you don't do the work in your internal realms, you won't be able to access that stuff. Echo Quantum, you want to come and have a conversation with me? If you do, I'll let you in. What you want to talk about? Did you mean to? Because I'm happy to have, I like to talk. Echo, oh, they went away. Okay. Echo Quantum, did you want to join? Did you want to talk? Because we can. I see you're here. Okay. So I hope that's helpful, you all. And I just want to make an admission to like a part of my. Do you want to join? Did you want to come in and have a conversation? I saw you ask. If you would, I'm happy to have you come and we can talk about it. Okay. Okay, I think I let you in. I think I accept. I think it'll bring you in. Okay. I don't it's taking its time. Um so I so my admission is this. I wish I had a pill for this stuff, you guys. I wish I could say, go get these pills and take them and it's going to heal all this stuff and cure it. But it doesn't work that way. And sometimes I feel bad about that. Sometimes I feel guilty because I know how deep the work is and I do the work. So I know how deep it is. But I also want to let you all know that because a lot of my work has been creating tools to assist myself and others in doing this work. So the time that it has taken me to get to where I am, it won't take you guys that kind of time. Like you guys can, I don't know what happened. It had a request, but then it's I'm trying to do it. It's saying accept. Oh, there you are.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Are you on
I'm
camera?
good. Yeah, actually, I turned off my camera, so my cat just pressed the wave button, and I was like, okay, oh my God, like I wanted to actually, like I
Okay.
enjoy watching your live videos and everything.
Yes, yes. I would
So,
love to answer your questions.
yeah, so I just had a question about the ancestral patterns that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm currently my sun is in Scorpio and my moon is in Virgo and my rising is in Scorpio. So right now I feel like I'm going into this intense transformation,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like starting to see through some karmic patterns that have been
Mm-hmm.
like pressed into us since childhood, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like trying to heal myself from.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I lost you. Ah, what happened? I'm gonna try to bring you back. This was getting good. um. Oh gosh, I lost her. I had her, and then.
Oh
Oh.
my God,
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I literally had no idea. So, I was saying about the
Hmm.
karmic patterns.
Yes.
So, I have been like dealing with a lot of stuff, especially like around my own like ancestral patterns, and
Hmm.
since like I'm starting to see some stuff that like wasn't visible to me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering how can I start to get gradually heal myself without getting overwhelmed, because like, like my emotions can get pretty intense, and like
Mm-hmm.
I know like we can use, as you said, like our emotions like as a guide, but like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's just I cannot like distinguish how to like start from like where should I exactly start.
Yes, I understand that. You said you have a Scorpio sun and rising and a Virgo moon.
Yes,
Girl, that is so much. Ooh, that's a lot. Ooh, 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 I
that
can
is
feel it. Oh my goodness.
God.
Okay. Okay. So the Scorpio energy is about being able to investigate. So the thing is, if you can, like, so what I hear you saying is that the energy gets so overwhelming that you might kind of black out in it, that it takes you, like it takes you.
Yeah, kind of like, there is one energy that like I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to like heal from, and it's like kind of like a past life energy. I don't know how I can
Mm-hmm.
explain. It's kind of like I go like into like the past mode, and like sometimes things that I don't even understand myself, and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to like figure that out as well.
Okay. So one of the things you can do is, like, if you start to, like, if you, I like to start working with herbs, because herbs help. The herbs are like, they sweep through the body is what they do, and they will begin to remove things that are stuck. And that Scorpio energy is fixed, so Scorpio can get really stuck in patterns. So you want to move energy. Cleavers is an herb that will help you move energy. And what you want to do is, you want to take cleavers, but you want to do lymph drainage. You want to really pull the ears, get under the lymph areas. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
I didn't come here to get on camera, so y'all about to see I got on like little teeny shorts.
Oh, so
Okay.
pretty.
I just want you guys to see how we do this, right? Because this is real. Like, when you're talking about being overwhelmed, that's a very real feeling, and it'll take you out of your experience. It'll take you away. So the thing that you want to do, you just want to honor the overwhelm. You start taking the cleavers, and every day you want to, the lymphs are here. They're here behind the ears. We have lymphs here, and you want to massage that, and then you want to come down here right up to the clavicles, and you want to breathe while you do it, and you want to be in the experience, the overwhelm, just so breathing through it, like literally allowing yourself to be with the feeling. Don't get out, don't go into your head.
Yeah.
Be with the feeling, and you just move it through, and you breathe, and you
Oh,
get it.
sorry.
It's
What
okay,
about like
I'm
this
listening.
feeling that like when I like meditate sometimes, like
Hmm.
my brain goes like into this ancient like part that like I don't understand it, and like I feel like it's like something that I need to pass, but like I don't know how to like remove that from my, like I feel like it's an imprint, like it's an imprint kind of.
So the thing is to not be so anxious to remove things. Don't be overly anxious to remove things. You have to be with things. Things move when you are not trying to move them, when you're actually at peace with them. That's how things move, okay? So if when I hear you, that Virgo moon is like, oh, I don't like this. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
You can't, that's not how it works. You have to really become curious about it. What is this? Oh, I don't understand it. Well, let me pay attention. So when it comes up, you journal about it. So you come out of the meditation and you go, oh, that happened again, and you journal about it. And the next time you go into meditation, you see it again. Like, you want to address it. You want to make friends with it. You don't want to kick it out. You can't break up with aspects of yourself. You can outgrow aspects of yourself, but you cannot break up with aspects of yourself. You can
Totally.
right. So
Yeah.
the cleavers, you can take that in a pill form, or in a tincture. I usually get my herbs from Etsy, because I trust, like, I have but you can go on and create, you wanted to get into your intuition. You're very psychic. You have a Scorpio sun and a Scorpio rising with a Virgo moon. You're psychic as fuck. You can know when something is a yes and something is a no. You have to go like, okay, is this company good, or is this, and you feel the yes or no. You start working with the cleavers. You do the lymph massage daily. every day do it. You know what I mean?
every day.
Because that is going to begin to move that fixed energy. The challenge that the opportunity in front of you is that, like I said, Scorpio is fixed energy. So you got to get it moving. You got to get it, you got to
Yes.
get some momentum in it. And if, and Scorpio also is the shadow. So you're carrying generations of shadow, unfinished business from your parents, unfinished business from their parents. And it can be cultural stuff. You know, I have clients that I work with who are from East Africa and from, you know, Australia. And we're carrying deep cultural patterns. So you have to be patient with yourself. Don't be in a rush. Okay. Because you slow down to speed up. That's the thing we do. That's what Mercury retrograde is about. If you don't have the Mercury retrograde workbook or the Saturn workbook, go pick it up. We slow down to speed up. This reality is backwards. See, we think we want to get there fast. You will get there fast when you slow down. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's how it works. You will
Mhm.
get there. You want to go out. You go out by going in. You go out by, so what is the outside world showing me? The outside world is showing me that, you know, people disrespect me. Then you wanted to go inside and go, where am I disrespecting myself? And then you heal that thing. Oh, I'm disrespecting myself by not cleaning up my house, by not speaking my truth, by not being forthright. That's how I'm disrespecting. And you change that, and then you've gone out and you won't have people disrespecting you anymore. You see?
Yeah, totally.
That is how it works. So thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you being
Thank
willing to join. That was so lovely. And
you. Can
I
I ask
appreciate
you one more question if
you.
you have time?
Okay, let's see. Let me see. Go ahead.
So, there is a one guy that I had a significant relationship with, and he was
Hmm.
really abusive to me. Like, he kind of like, I treated him like as a child, and like he kind of wanted me to like be his mother, like in a way. And
Hmm.
like the thing is that like I nurtured this person like to the best of my ability, but the thing is that like after we broke up, like he keeps lurking back with multiple accounts, and I don't understand what is his intention. What do you think
Mm,
like should I do about? And the thing is, it gets me thinking. Like I feel like I
hmm.
don't know, like I did something wrong or something. I don't really know.
Mm. Well, it sounds like shadow stuff. It sounds like obsession. Scorpios create a lot of obsession. You either have people obsessed with you or you're obsessed with them. That's normal.
Yeah.
So you want to look in your own life and see if you have any obsessions running right now. Do you have any are you doing any obsessive things that are out of alignment with who you're becoming? If you are, clean that up and he will go away.
Oh wow, totally. That
Okay.
is really right.
Yes.
And how do
Okay.
you deal with the like narcissistic abuse or like
So
how?
I'm gonna be complete. Like I feel like that's enough. If you want, you can come book a session with me. I would love to sit down with you and look at your chart and look at these patterns with you and tell you exactly why they're there and what you can do about them. I would love to do that for you.
Oh my
Okay?
God, yeah, totally. Thank you so
Okay.
much. I will book a session, of course.
Okay.
I
Of
love
course.
talking with you. Thank you for your time again. I
You're
really appreciate
welcome. This was
it.
lovely. Thank you for
You're
coming
so
in.
sweet. Thank you.
You're
Have
welcome.
a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right, you all. So that is it. Um, I am so excited. I'm so excited. I really love that conversation because you guys got to see, like, we all been through that kind of stuff. We all have had that kind of stuff going on in somewhere. You've either been the person obsessed or the person who somebody's obsessed with. You've been the person who is parenting somebody and abandoning. We all get it. We all understand it. We've all been there. So thank you so much for having the courage to come in and share that intimately. I wish you would have had your camera on so we could see your face, but it's okay. I'll see you privately. I'm joking. I really am. Um, and so happy full moon in Capricorn. I'll come back. I think the Capricorn moon comes in tomorrow at 1. So I will probably have done another video by then, but I love you guys so very much. Go pick up the Mercury retrograde workbook. Also now the Saturn retrograde workbook. If you are on Instagram, you can get it at my link tree. If you are on TikTok or YouTube, you can go to my website, healwithmoonmama.com, and pick up both of the workbooks and So much love, Echo. So much love. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Bye bye.